Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Vivian. So in last video, we talk about what is probabilities and what is experiment. So in this video, I will talk about two more terminologies about probabilities. They are sample space and events. So first is, what is a sample space? So in fact, sample space is a site. So the elements in this site is some outcomes or the data is generated by one experiment. So here the definition is the sample space is a site of all possible outcomes of an experiment. So if you don't know what is experiment, please watch my previous videos to understand this terminology. So here, in general, there are several methods to denote a sample space. So sometimes we denote it by a capital letter, capital S, and there is also some in some books they denote it by a capital omega. So this is a sample space. So for sample space, we have two styles of the sample space. The first one is a discrete sample space. So what is a discrete sample space? So this is if the elements inside the sample space can be listed. So we generally call this is a discrete sample space. So there are many examples of this. So for example, if we flip a coin, right, we can get one case, we can get a head or we can get a tail. So then there are two possible outcomes of this experiment. One is a head, one is a tail. So we can list these two results. That means flip a coin, this experiment, we have a discrete sample space. And similar, we can play with a die. We can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different possible outcomes. So that means roll a 6-sided die is also a discrete, generating a discrete sample space. And then, except this one, there are also some other class. The name is a continuous sample space. So what is a continuous sample space? Continuous sample space means the result or all of the possible outcomes is contained in an interval. So these are some examples. For example, if we talk about stock price, right? So like the stock price, we can talk, say, one stock price is between $0 to $1,000. So the result can be described as a interval. So this is an example of a continuous sample space. So for this one, here, let me give you one more, a little more complicated examples for this. So generally, for examples, I use color blue for this. So this is examples. So this example is about engineering example. So we talk about if there is two signals and we will send the signals in sequence. And then what the experiments or what the outcomes we will talk about here is we will record these signals is arrive or not. Or we say we receive the signal or not receive the signal. Then what the sample space of these two signals received or not received. So for here, this is because we send two signals in sequence, so they will have two steps. The first step is we send one signal, and the outcomes of this one is received or is not received. And then we will send the second signal. Then for the second signal, what's the result of them? It's still two cases. One is received or not. However, based on the two different possibilities from the first step, now for each of situation for the first signal, we have all two results or possible outcomes for the second signal, R or NR, receive or not receive. So then in this one, you can see if we combine of all situations or outcomes from the first and second signals, in total we have 4 different cases. So this is if we want to write the sample space as, we will denote this as 4 parts. And then the first one is go from R for the first signal and R for the second signal. So in this case, we can write our result as RR. So first R means the first signal is received, and second R means the second signal is received. And then the next thing is we can have a different one. So here, if for the second one, I use an orange color. So this is I receive the first signal, but I'm not receive the second signal. So I can write the outcomes as R, NR. First received and second didn't receive. Then for the next one, I change another color, use a green one, so we can know this one is we didn't receive the first signal, but we received the second one. And then final, for the last one, I use a purple color. So this will means I didn't receive the first one, and I also didn't receive the second one. So in this one, we know we have 4 possible outcomes, and we list all of them. So in this one, this means this is a discrete sample space. So this is a example of what is sample space and what this means for this. And I will give one more video about more examples for the sample space. So if you like my channel, please subscribe my channel, and if you think you learn some new knowledge from my video, please thumb up my video. So see you in my next videos.